All right, shalom alaikum, family. I didn't think this series on Paul the false apostle would go this long, but we carry on. I'm going to begin this reading with the words of the prophet Yahshua, the black Judaic Messiah, reading from the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verses 15 through 20. Matthew, chapter 5, verses 15 through 20. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it give it light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Verse 17, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of the least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven. The text says, verse 17 and 18, think not that I am come to destroy the law of the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. So in verse 17, we have Yahshua, the black Judaic Messiah. He says, think not that I am come to destroy the law. He says, think not that I am come to destroy the law. So he didn't come to destroy, nor to do away with, or to get rid of the law. So don't tell that lie. Don't be telling that lie. He did not come to destroy the law or the testimony of the Hebrew prophets. So if your pastor is teaching that the so-called Old Testament law has been done away with, has been abolished, he's lying. He's just lying. The word destroy here. The word destroy, it simply means to put an end to. To put an end to the existence of something. To put an end to the existence of something. So the prophet Joshua said he did not come to put an end to the law. He did not come to put an end to the law or testimony of the prophets. Anyone that says he did is a liar. He said, I came not to put an end to the law of Moses or the writing of the Hebrew prophets, but to fulfill. The word fulfill means to bring to completion or reality, achieve or realize it, execute or perform it, demonstrate it. Verse 18, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. The text says, till heaven and earth pass, and heaven and earth are still here. Heaven and earth has not passed away. He said, until heaven and earth pass away, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. The law is the Torah. The law is the Torah. The law is revealed in the book of Deuteronomy. The book of Deuteronomy is the book of the law. Prophet Joshua, the Messiah, said that he came not to abolish the Judaic monotheistic faith. No, he came not to do away with the Judaic faith, but to advocate, to demonstrate, to propagate the Judaic monotheistic faith. His mission was not to destroy the Judaic faith. His mission was to bring his people, the black Jews, back to the Judaic monotheistic faith, back to the Mosaic law and the teachings of the so-called Old Testament prophets. And he taught his disciples not to change nothing. Don't be tampering with the Hebrew scriptures. Do not change one jot or tittle. In other words, don't change one single letter or position of a letter. Not a single word. Don't be messing around with the Hebrew scriptures. Don't be changing the scriptures around to fit your own theological objectives. You are not to change the most minute part of the law or the writings of the Hebrew prophets. You are to leave the sacred Hebrew scriptures as they are. You are to leave the Hebrew scriptures as they are originally written. Joshua the Messiah warned of a false prophet. Joshua warned of a false prophet who would come in his name, saying that he represented the Messiah, but he would actually be anti-Messiah, meaning he would be against the Messiah. He would be against the Messiah because he would be teaching in opposition of the Messiah. He would be teaching things that go against the true teachings of the Messiah. The Apostle Paul was an anti-Messiah because he went against the true teachings of the prophet Joshua, who was a Messiah. The Apostle Paul began his ministry amongst Jews who were scattered amongst the Gentiles throughout Europe. Paul began to teach them that he had a vision of the resurrected Joshua, the Messiah, on the road to Damascus. Paul lied. Paul actually lied. And Paul, he may have had a vision. If he did, it was a vision of Satan transforming as an angel of light. But there's no way that we can say that by examining the teachings of Paul that he had any contact with Joshua, the Messiah, at all. He never knew Joshua during his lifetime. And his so-called vision of Yahshua is a bold-faced lie. Anyway, Paul was able to convince a few Jews of his days to believe that he did have an encounter with Yahshua, the Messiah. So some Jews actually started to follow this liar. But Paul could get only a few Jews to believe the strange story of his sudden conversion, especially when Paul started to present the prophet Yahshua as not just the resurrected Messiah, but as a deified Messiah, a deified human being, much like the demigods of the Gentiles. Most of the Jews rejected Paul's strange notion of a deified Messiah because there's nowhere in the entire Hebrew scriptures where you will find the idea of a dying, resurrected Messiah being deified. There's no prophecy anywhere of a deity manifest in human flesh being resurrected and deified. The Jews rejected that pagan idea because the Jews were devout adherents to strict Judaic monotheism. So Paul had a hard time trying to get the Jews to accept Yahshua as a deity. I mean, there was not many Jews who were going to fall for that pagan concept. So in order to get Paul to, in order for him to gain a sizable following, what Paul had to do, he had to turn to the heathen, to the Gentiles who were already polytheistic. So the Gentiles already believed in and worshiped multiple human beings, divine beings that were part immortal and part human beings, self-begotten, divine beings born of virgins who die and resurrect and come back as deified men. I mean, this type of mystery religion was common amongst the Gentiles of pagan Europe. And I'm convinced that the Apostle Paul, being raised amongst the Gentiles, he knew the Gentiles had an attraction for these mysteries, these pagan myths. So he purposely took advantage of the Gentiles. And he concocted a strange mix of their popular pagan myths and the different stories that were circulating about the execution of the Black Hebrew Messiah. So what Paul did was he took these myths about the Messiah and mixed them with somewhat historical events, and Paul created this new mystery cult. He created a new mystery cult. Now